there's an opening title card in this film that says based on a real breakdown, so we immediately know that we're in for an intense ride. Hypochondriac is a gay horror-esque thriller involving a man who's dealing with the traumatic history he has with his mother, and we find out that things are not always what they seem to be, and he may be dealing with something about himself. I just want to say right off the bat, this film is not going to be for everybody. This is not a full recommendation for everybody. This is a kind of a niche type of film where themes that this film is talking about, especially those who are sensitive to topics like mental health issues, just be aware that this film is dealing full force in that world. If that's something you don't want to think about and you don't want to watch, then this film is not going to be for you. The title of this movie just got me right away. As somebody who has always dealt with anxiety throughout my life, as somebody who deals with a lot within, this film really resonated with me on some aspects. It rings true, a lot of the scenes in this film. But if you want something that's more, that plays a lot with genre and also brings up these issues and is able to help you maybe process some things that you might be going through. I know for me, films are a way of therapy. To confront things that you don't want to confront. I like that, and I like that about this movie. Now, Donnie Darko is a very seminal movie in my life, as it has been for many others growing up. You know, it's like one of those movies that you discover, and all of a sudden you feel like, wow, cinema can do that. It's one of those rite of passages films, and that's why I'm wearing this Phoebe Bridgers thing. But yeah, this film has a lot of references to Donnie Darko, particularly like Frank the Bunny, if you've seen Donnie Darko. Kind of like a gay Donnie Darko in a lot of ways, but it's also its own thing. They take those references and elements and they kind of sprinkle it out, and you're seeing it through a queer perspective. And the film as well uses a lot of those crossfades that happen also in Donnie Darko, and they use it a lot more here. And these crossfades just create this sense of unease. And the film starts out like kind of happy-go-lucky, like we're kind of seeing this guy's life and things seem to be going right, and then, you know, the film just evolves into this, what's going on? Is this in his head? What exactly is happening? It personifies anxiety in a very effective way. I just recently saw Beau is Afraid, which is not a queer movie or anything, but I think that movie, as well as this one, were just a perfect way to watch them kind of like very close to each other, because Beau is Afraid is a wonderful depiction of what it feels like to have anxiety. You know, it is a excellent movie in that. And then this movie is very much in the same spirit of that, and putting you in the main character's head and experiencing it if you don't really already know what it's like to suffer from this. It's not a full-on horror movie. Like I said, there's genre elements in it. There's a couple jump scares, but this is very much, I don't know, I guess it is, I guess you could say there is horror in it, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like a straight-up horror movie. I guess there are gore and blood and stuff like that. And then the film is funny. It's not just a complete, horror show. There's elements of humor throughout, despite those deep moments of truly feeling uneasy with what this character is going through. And now I want to talk about the sexual imagery in this film. This film does not shy away from showing, gay lovemaking the way it is. There's a sex act that happens in this film that you rarely see in films, and let alone in regular films, but really not a lot in queer films. At least I haven't seen them. And I really found them to be really powerful and just showing things for what they are, but it incorporates these genre scary elements into it. And so you'll see some things in this movie that you probably won't see that often, if ever at all again. I don't know if film has done that before in that particular way. I really do love the last shot of this film. It is the perfect way to use cinema to your advantage, where it says so much without saying anything at all. And while this movie is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, I think if you're somebody who has dealt with mental health and you are open to having film be a vehicle to explore and hopefully help you deal with some things, and this film is going to be for you. Otherwise, I think it might be divisive. It might be something that you might not want to experience. But for me, I really enjoyed this one.